When traveling to a foreign country, it's incredibly important to have a plan. A plan is what will keep you getting your things done and keep you out of trouble, keep you from burning money. That's why when we got to Panama and our plans immediately fell apart, we had a big problem. Fortunately, our problems were solved by a man named Joel in a truck that is taller than it is long. Joel has brought out his 1987 Suzuki Samurai, heavily modified of course, and today we're going to do a little exploring in the mountains above Panama City. And we're going to try not breaking his car, having some fun, and avoiding the narcos, because this, which looks like a stomach, is really several kilos of cocaine in a fat suit. By the time you see this video, I will be my natural thin self and rich. Before we got too far into the jungle, Joel suggested I see what kind of terrain the Samurai could handle. The car was obviously fine, and I really suspect he was trying to see what kind of terrain I could handle. After all, this was the first time he'd ever let someone else drive his truck. So, what were we getting ready for exactly? This was the Cerro Azul region of Panama. It's translated literally as the Blue Mountains. We were high up in the city, 60 kilometers northeast of El Centro. We would be driving between 1,500 and 3,000 feet of elevation on a road that ranges from wealthy Panamanian summer homes to I have no idea where we are. Because of the shape of Panama and this road's proximity to the Colombian border, all these passes can be, and often are, used by the narcos to smuggle drugs into Central and North America. Joel took the time to give me a crash course in operating the truck before venturing deeper into the forest, since this road makes some people quite rich and other people quite dead.
This right here is the safety switch for turning your winch on. Okay, you put it in here, and then you can start winching right off.
Oh, with the up and down, okay.
Yes. AC, well, we got the AC. This is to kick the compressor on or off, and this is just the blower speed.
So in your 26-year-old dedicated off-road car, you have working air conditioning?
Yes, I do.
That's awesome.
And ARB, pretty much.
Air lockers, compressor
yes.
switch.
Yes.
Shift light.
Exactly.
Appears to be at 6,000 RPM.
Yes.
Okay. Oil pressure, fuel pressure, water temp, all pretty
yes.
self-explanatory. What's this?
And that's the controller for the LED bar of the red and blue lights.
Stereo.
Stereo. CB. Siren.
Yeah, that works. And that's VHF.
VHF.
A lot of stuff in here.
Yeah.
And is this loudhailer?
Yeah.
PA? Testing. Yeah, that works. Hello. Yes, that works very well. I like it. Okay, we can go play now. Now I know how to do everything. All right. We're gonna start this off right by just driving right across the river. Down the rocks and into the, yes. Oh, that's about 18 inches of water. Oh, it's a little deeper there. That's gotta be 2 feet. Oh, on the power. Yes. Ooh, now that's awesome. This is an 87 Suzuki Samurai, and it has been upgraded in every way that a Suzuki Samurai can be upgraded. I thought that, based on what I had seen around the city, that not a whole lot of car culture in this town, but it turns out it does exist if you find it in the right pockets. And Joel's off-roading is really an example of that.
We got different groups in Panama, and one of my groups are the 4x4 Pirates, and we do off-roading. That's what we love. I mean, we're not a big group, and but we are really close and tight, and we're starting to get noticed for rescuing. They do call us for rescuing a lot. I mean, like one time I was sitting at my house on a Sunday night. It was 9 o'clock, and I received a call that there were some people stuck actually where we're going, and but there was a whole bunch of stock vehicles, and we went there and rescued them. Got home like around 2 o'clock in the morning. Basically, what I like about my car is it's a car that can fit almost everywhere. These Suzuki Samurais, even stock, can surprise you. I mean, you can go almost anywhere without lifting it, without doing any modifications on it. So basically, it's a car that I just wanted to try. And I had this car since 2002, and I just been trailing with it the last 10 years, basically.
It's light, so it can get over stuff, it can get through stuff. It doesn't push the terrain out of the way as much as some of the heavier cars out there. Oh, it does not ride smooth, I'll say that. It's a pure off-roader. You can drive it on the street. It will do 65, 70 miles an hour if you push it, but it's really not what it's meant for. It's meant for this. 26 years old. We're crawling right up this stuff. No problem. It's a little bumpy, I'll be honest. There's no power steering, so driving this car is absolutely a two-handed affair at all times. I just got back from driving the new Range Rover, and you can practically off-road that thing with one finger. Hell, the new Jeep Cherokee has hill ascent control. It has cruise control for going up hills. This car has none of that. Everything that happens, it's because your hands and your feet told it to do it. And it has all the basics, everything basic that you need. Manual transmission, low range, good brakes, great suspension, good tires.
I try almost everything. I had 4 different setups as far as leaf springs. Then I switched to coil springs. And every time you do a modification on it, it handles differently. Like I used to have lock rights, and then I switched to ARB lockers. I mean, it's just a completely different setup. But I mean, I love to drive it. And nowadays, the way it's sitting right now, I feel more secure when I'm doing off-roading. Because I mean, the wheels basically are on the dirt. First of all, I started with a 1.3, the original engine on it. Then what I did is I did like a combination. I used the 1.6 block with the 1.3 head on it and cam and stuff like that. But then I end up switching to the full 1.6 Sidekick engine. And then I just put some cams in it, oversized pistons, ignition system, then Weber carburetor, and stuff like that. I've just been building it, and right now, I mean, you got a shot of the engine that I'm working on, because this has been in here since 2005. It's a little bit tired, but I mean, it will get us through.
If you think about this Sidekick, it makes me think about Joel's garage, and the quality of someone's garage is usually a pretty good indicator of the quality of work they do. If they work in a garage by themselves and they have no one to impress, and their garage is spotless, that's someone who I want working on a car. And Joel's garage is certainly the cleanest garage. I haven't seen every garage in Panama City, but I've seen a lot of them, and none of them are anywhere near as clean as Joel's garage. It is spotless. And this car, I mean, yes, it's old, yes, it's simple, but for all the stuff he has done to it, for all the customization, from the differentials and the gearings to the air lockers and the electronic fans, all his custom work, guess what? It works. In Panama, which are some extremely harsh conditions, we've seen cars all week that are just victims of the elements here. Joel's car works, and it works extremely well. Yes.
On my car, I did everything myself except the body work. I don't do body. Actually, trying to do some of the body is what got me sick.
Yeah, how come you're a little sick right now?
Well, because I decided to change the engine mounts, and I ordered. When they came in, I put it in. When I went to close the hood will stay like this high. From this point to this high, and I was like, so what do I do there? And I knew you guys were coming, so the only thing I had to do is just cut the hood. And while I was cutting the hood, 2 hours later, I started feeling my throat just kind of funny, and then I ended up this way. So you guys are the one that...
Yeah, but the hood scoop looks cool.
Yeah, thank you.
This is the oldest off-roader I've ever driven, and it's also the shortest wheelbase off-roader I've ever driven. It's less than 7 feet from hub to hub. Thaddeus can reach both hubs with his hands. It's like driving a little roller skate, a little shoe. It fits in the Instagram window from profile. Lastly, it is important to note that while many vehicles in Panama City have aftermarket steering wheels, Joel's is the only one that is actually installed straight. He gets points for that. As the road starts to smooth out here, gets a little easier to drive, I'm gonna stop and put it back in high. There we go, back in high. Road's a little more normal, and I think we head down the jungle, sit down at a little spot on the side of the road, and have a Panamanian bird. As you know by now, there is nothing I like more than a well-sorted tuner car. Yoel is not a man of means, but he uses his skills and resources wisely, having slowly developed his truck incrementally over a period of a decade. The truck is able to go far beyond what we did with it today, and is a perfect vehicle for exploring these beautiful forests high above the city. And coming from the land of Hummers, Raptors, and other monstrosities, it's refreshing to see something so small that acts so big and has the capability to back it up, especially when the unprepared find themselves in a predicament.